Welcome back. This is Will at Work. I'm Kevin. Today we're looking at the Colorsport VIII. And no, there have not been 8 color sports. It's referring to that there's 8 games you can play. This is yet another Pong system, but it is an 8-game system. Looks like it's 2-player with removable controls. We'll take it out of the box. We'll see what we've got. There may be a gun. There's a combination rifle and pistol. I'm not sure if it's in this container or not. We'll find out. It's something called Magic Switch, which I think it's just part of the unit, but they're talking about it here like it's something special. Box is rough, but hey, at least we got a box. Sometimes we don't get boxes. Okay, so it looks like we do have a gun, which is good. You can't really use them on modern day televisions, or with composite in. I do have a CRT, but most of these games are really basic when it comes to the gun. There's some light on the screen and you have to point the gun at it and shoot it. A lot of times you can just point the gun at a lamp in the room and it'll register the hit. Most of these guns are universally compatible with this round controller connector here, so nothing too crazy. It looks like something's missing here, although it might be a different barrel of some sort. I'm not sure, because this looks like it's the pistol. That looks like you connect it to be the rifle. There's the gun stock on the back. Not sure what this would be for, but maybe, sometimes they just put things in the foam and it's not necessary. We do have a sealed switch box, purple one. I haven't seen a purple one before, so that's nice to see that's included. And they gave us a power supply. This Granada. Looks like it's a DC 200 milliamp. I'm thinking it's probably 9 volt. Then we have the unit itself. So we have 4-player controllers. So we have 2 extra controllers in the top part. And in the main unit, we have 2 connected. And this looks really clean. I would think that if this was ever used, it was used once and never used again. It looks like it's never been used. Let's take it out though. And by never used, I mean I haven't even used it. So this will be the first time someone on this planet may have used this unit. I don't see any fingerprints, so I'm thinking we're the first. We are the first ones ever to turn on the Colorsport VIII. Will it work though? It's been sitting a long time. We got controls here. Let's just see if it takes batteries. Yes, it does. Looks like we take D cells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 D cells, but yeah, it needs quite a bit more amperes at 200 than some other ones. We have handball, hockey, tennis, and skeet. And we have practice, 4-player, moving. 2-player, 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 flashing. And that can be toggled here. So it's not really 8 games. It's more like, how many players plus. You have amateur and expert. Just be, pro-am. Left team, right team. So that's interesting. You can have one team with the bigger paddles probably than the other team. Manual and auto serve. Keep it on manual. You have a serve button here that you push up rather than pushing down. Weird choice. All right. And then our controls here come out. Got your wood grain fanciness. No serve button. That's a pretty heavy fluid movement. That feels all right. And we have sound coming out of the unit down here. Let's see if we can get that back in there properly. Yes. So there's your sound. Probably. It could be an air vent, but my guess is sound's coming out of here. And on the back we have Granada Electronics, made in USA by Dynex, or Synex. Synex manufacturing for Granada Electronics. To FCC rules. Weird though. I almost feel like it's not from the United States. It is made in the United States, obviously, and it's all in English. But, you know, it seems, well, whatever. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to plug it in, and we'll get it into the VCR, into the encoder, and we'll see what it looks like. And we'll see if it works. We can get a TV channel and how functional it is. So here we go. We are now looking at the Colorsport VIII. Well, I have to tell you, I don't think this one's been used before, and that, for being an RF signal, that's one of the cleanest ones we've seen. That is pretty solid. Motion is pretty good. Jumps a little bit, though from lack of play for about 30 some years right there, it probably could be expected, although it's not too bad. And it was the right controller. Left controller is spot on, no issues at all. Let's serve the ball. Ooh, that's some slow moving. Slow! Interesting. So the score disappears when the ball is served. That's kind of cool. I don't know what microchip this is in here. I mean, I don't think it's an Atari one. So it's got to be somebody else doing color, which is kind of cool. I'm not going to open it up to look. I probably can find it online. So that's handball 2-player. Practice, I think, would be, let's see if I reset it. Yeah, practice is 1 player only, although it has 2 sets of scores on there. Let's go. Doesn't seem to do anything when I change the left team, right team. Let's look at, this is 4-player hockey. Let me hit reset. There we go. Now, we won't necessarily see all 4 players because I didn't hook up the other controllers. So they're probably just being shown off screen, which is fine. Really don't see any difference in the left team, right team skill level, though. I'm not really seeing it. Let's put them both on amateur, and then let's reset. The paddles, I was expecting them to get bigger. I was expecting them to look larger. But that's not the case. All right, let's go to tennis. That's tennis. And then we could look at the shooting game, but I'm not hooking the gun up. Let's see if I can serve the monster. Yeah, see, there's just a block, and you just have to like fire at it with your gun and make it disappear, and then another block would come out. It's not that exciting. You know, here they're using like a colored block, so that's kind of cool. And then you can make it so it's the flashing block. You know, where it appears on the screen. Whew. Let's speed up if I think it slowed down a little bit or something. So basically, this is a fairly, well, it's kind of interesting versus the other ones we've seen. I mean, the games aren't that interesting. Although, I mean, I will say that the screen, you know, the colors are, whew, but the video signal's really good. And the layout on the system is nice. It's just, it's unusual because it doesn't have like the same advancements of like other Pong systems that have like 8 games. It's like they sort of have a completely different variety here of like just the same handful of games that we see in the other units. But here we have them in color. We also have some shooting games. But we don't have serve buttons. Sound still comes out of the main unit. So it's kind of a confused, almost like middle of the road system. But yeah, I mean, what else can you say about it? It's, you know, it's probably one of the, in terms of color systems anyway, it's got the nicest screen. And overall, it's pretty good. Pretty good. So it's keeper. We'll get it back in the box and put it away. But thanks for watching. Colorsport VIII. Let's move on to something else.